The management and board is got a fantastic track record as far as development and moving projects along. Victoria Gold is a 38% shareholder. My business partner, private company, also owns 11% of the company, and we have a very well-rounded share structure at this point in time. We did go public last year, middle of April, so it's a new story to the market, and we're busy right now getting out there to telling the story. But again, we're in the Walker Lane. We have 37 square kilometer land package. You'll just see on that map there the Santa Fe asset with the yellow star. It's just next to a town called Hawthorne, which is only 30 kilometers away from our projects, which is fantastic. We have infrastructure there. We have our warehouse, our team. So as far as easy access to our assets is fantastic. You'll also see Moho and Red Lick. Moho is our high-grade gold and silver asset that was mined in the 30s. And then Red Lick is our silver asset that's right next door to Candelaria, which was an open pit project that was mined for 30 years. All three of our projects are on BLM land. And we have successfully gotten our drill permits in less than 10 days. The BLM is fantastic to work with. So here's what it looks like at our Santa Fe project. I just love this drone footage of this shot here. But in the background there where you see the shadow is our Santa Fe pit. That is the largest pit on the property. It's only 100 meters deep. And then the forefront of this picture, you'll see our slab Calvada complex, which is very shallow. It was mined at the end of the mine life in 1991 to 92 by Corona Gold. And this was 0.7 strip, so they were just mining the next bench. Gold was silver. Gold was $350, $400 gold, at that time. So it was a very challenging time to make money in this lovely space we're in. So here's our land package to date over at Santa Fe. It's 19 square kilometers. We just put our maiden resource in January, which has been a really exciting time for the company to get out and tell this story now. It's 1.11 million ounces of indicated and 0.55 million ounces of inferred. So because we inherited a fantastic project that was mined, we also have over 100,000 meters of drilling, 1,100 drill holes. So certainly we were not starting at ground zero. We have a bond with the BLM of $300,000, which means we do quarterly environmental monitoring, because we're a mine under closure. We do have 2 wells on the property. We have a substation on the property. So when people talk about infrastructure, we have it. Our goal here is to continue to drill this out this year, build up our ounces, update our resource, and then focus on PEA studies next year and basically fast-tracking this back into production. So this is a really important chart for us. We're very goal-focused at our company. When I look for assets that we want to acquire to add to our company in the future, I demand my team to go find quality ounces in the ground, and where do ours compare across the Great Basin area. And as you can see, we have nice grade of 1.12 gold equivalent, which is high grade in Nevada, open pit style. But more importantly, you see our maiden resource of 1.6 million ounces. So we have a great starting point. We have drilled ourselves over 14,000 meters to date to add to these ounces we have from historic drilling, and our drill rig shows up May 1st with our third drill program, actually. So this picture is meant to show you a little bit about the geology, but more importantly, we did do in our maiden resource a pit constrained model. And so you see those black lines around the pits to date, but you can see a lot of blocks outside the black lines. And that tells us we have a lot of mineralization outside this that we need to drill and fill in so we can bring those ounces back in. But the complex over by Slab and Calvada, we are going to focus a lot of our energy over there because we look at this as an opportunity to make that into a super pit, and we're here to prove that and focus on that this year. So this is just a side section of our Santa Fe deposit. You see that black dotted line, that's the redox boundary. All those blocks above that is in our pick and strain model. What we like to note here is extremely continuous. The blue dots in there, which you see very little of, is below our 0.25 cutoff grade, but it's really a dream when you think about mining this, because you have continuity, and we all want continuity, of course. And then when you see all those arrows below it, you can just see how much we have to grow this asset. And we will be focusing on this over at the Santa Fe area. We do have extreme high grade underneath this in our sulfides, but we also have a lot more oxides. And really, when we look at the Santa Fe pit, we're going to expand this pit, lay that back for the oxides when we go back into production. And then once we hit the sulfides, we're just going to drift in. So low cost. This is what it looks like. So you see all that beautiful orange material there. We're just going to lay this back, and we're just right now focusing on how big it can be. That's what it looks like in the box. And it's only 90 meters deep. You can see that we haven't hit the water table. The wall rocks are very competent. This is the slab Calvada area again that we're looking at. As you see the pit off to the right, it's a very shallow pit. It was mined at the end of the mine life back in 91, 92. It had a 0.7 strip ratio. So when you think about going back into production here, we will start here. We'll be digging and finding gold and silver immediately. And then as we're laying back over at the Santa Fe pit, we can switch over when needed. This is a side section of the slab Calvada complex. So you can see all those very shallow drilling that was done back in 88 to 92. It was deepest hole was 100 meters. They were just looking for the next bench. We've come in and drilled some holes. As you can see, the dotted black lines. We continue to see mineralization all the way down so far to 280 meters. The most important part about the slide in our eyes is that it's all oxide. So how deep is it? Where's the transition? We don't know yet. We're going to try to figure that out. But this is the low-hanging fruit that our team thinks that we can add a lot more ounces to our resource. And we will be doing this drill program, as I said, in May. And what we'll be focusing on is when we get through this drill program, putting out new numbers of what our resource looks like at that point later in this year once we get our numbers back. And then basically be thinking about, are we doing a PA study next, taking this back in production, or are we just continuing to drill for a little bit longer? But we know that we're, based on what we've seen so far, we're going to fast track this. So this is just a great map to look at. All those dots you see are historic drill holes. So they look like they're close together. They're actually not that close together. But what it really tells us is this is just an endless target-rich environment, which we're going to be spending a lot of time drilling out. And this is what I call my geologist dream page, because they don't think about ounces costing money in the ground. But when you look at this, it's a target-rich environment. The team's going to be focused in the slab Calvada area to expand this, and then moving over to the BH zone. This is actually one of my favorite slides now, which most people don't like to say, but we've made significant progress, especially since we put out our maiden resource this year, as you can see on the stock chart. We've brought on 2 newsletters that are following our story, Brian London and Jay Taylor, so we're starting to get some movement in the U.S. market and continuing to climb. Victoria Gold still owns 30%. We own 11%. We're all locked up. We're all here just to build this company up. And we're starting to get, $16 an ounce in the ground, lots of runway to go. And we're continuing to get the story out there because, as I said in the beginning, this is a brand new story that was public mid of last year. And so a lot of people don't know about it. So that is what our goal is. Go to our website, lahongoldcorp.com, and our ticker is LG. Thank you.